Leprosy is making a comeback in Central Florida, appears to be one of the epicenters. The painful disease is now considered to be endemic to Central Florida.
That's because the CDC says 1/5 of all new cases have been reported in our region. Fox 13's Evan Axelbeck is in the newsroom with more on this story for us. Evan.
Linda Haley, the CDC says the ancient virus should now be considered as part of all patient exams who show rashes and swelling. It's been common in places like India and Brazil, but now Floridians with no history of travel to those places have been infected. This 54-year-old man from Central Florida who works in landscaping gave researchers permission to share these photos. Swelling on his face is apparent, as are lesions on his ankles.
There must be terrible suffering going on in that individual. I mean, not just the discomfort of disease, but the fact that people reject you. They're afraid, they don't want to be around you.
A paper published by the CDC says Central Florida accounts for 1/5 of the 159 U.S. cases of leprosy reported in 2020. Though that is down from 216 in 2019, researchers are concerned because most cases seem to be locally acquired.
It is a reemergence. We're seeing more of it. Now, why this is, people don't know.
95% of people are genetically immune to leprosy, a disease that's been around since 600 BC, but has seldom been found in the U.S. Until now, most had traveled from areas where the disease was already prevalent, like India and Brazil. It takes longer periods of exposure for it to be passed from person to person.
You have almost negligible threat as far as infection goes.
The other thing to watch for is exposure to armadillos. Researchers say a large percentage of U.S. patients have the same strain of the virus as is commonly found in the animal, suggesting that close encounters may be to blame.
It cries out to be investigated, but there's clearly more cases.
Researchers are encouraging those who investigate cases in other states to consider whether that person has traveled to Florida. As far as whether people should be afraid of this, well, doctors stress that it's highly unlikely for it to be passed from person to person. It is curable, but it must be caught early to avoid long-term damage to nerves and limbs. The key is recognizing it early, Linda.
Right. Well, it's a good thing we're doing this story then and showing that gentleman let us show the pictures so people are aware. Evan, thank you.